Today on Ballistic Barbecue, I'm literally going to be turning the pellet grilling community on its head by cooking on my LSG pellet smoker using a blend, a 50-50 blend of pellets and wood chips. Let's get going. So I think anyone that has experience cooking on a pellet grill, a pellet smoker would agree, especially if they have experience cooking on a smoker that uses actual splits of wood or chunks of wood. There's a quality difference in the smoky flavor you get off of a pellet grill. Now, there are some pellet grills I think that produce better smoky flavor than others, but overall there's a major difference. And when you think about it, like cooking on, say, an offset smoker, those splits of wood are intact. You know, they haven't really been processed other than, you know, dried. So the lignins and the sugars and everything are still intact. Pellets are so processed that you're going to lose a lot of that quality that you would get from just natural wood. And Chris, the owner of Lone Star Grills, you know, he's a stick burner at heart. And when he came out with his pellet smoker, he noticed the distinct difference. And ever since then, he's been chasing that trail, trying to develop a cooker that will produce that really nice kind of offset smoker flavor. And what he's been doing, and I think this is ingenious, is he's been blending wood chips with pellets and running them through the hopper on the LSG. Now, I'm going to do that. He's developed, you know, working with, just from the experience that he's been having, was working with, you know, a wood producer, and they came up with the size of a chip that worked perfectly with the auger, and they're actually selling them online now. So I'll have a link down below if you're interested, you can buy them. I can't guarantee that this is going to work on all pellet grills, but I definitely can guarantee it's going to work on my Lone Star grills here. And what I'm going to be burning is a 50% blend of pellets and a 50% blend of wood chips. And the pellets are, it's a hickory oak blend, and the wood chips are hickory. So let's get going. So you saw this in my opening. This is a 50-50 blend of wood chips and pellets. And basically what I did was I took two buckets. I filled one halfway with wood chips and one halfway with pellets, and then I blended them together in a third bucket. So I'm going by volume, but not by weight. You know, a pellet bag is 20 pounds, so I'm not using 20 pounds of pellets and 20 pounds of wood chips. Obviously, I'm going to have to mix up another batch in order to fill my hopper up. And I didn't mention this, but what I'm going to be cooking today, I'll show it to you in a bit, is a picanha roast, a whole, you know, collet or rump cap, and it's actually from Argentina. So just a little bit short of totally full. I'm not going to need a whole hopper, obviously, for a reverse sear, but I'm going to fill it up anyway. And so you'll know that I'm being straightforward with you here. Here's my hopper. You can see it's filled with wood chips and pellets. I've removed the heat deflector from my pit here. Right now, you know, the auger channel still has the pellets in there, but I'm going to fire it up and we're going to watch it ignite and ultimately feed that blend of chips and pellets. So obviously, chute's right here, firebox is right there, and then right here we have the outlet for the auger. We have ignition. All right, we now have wood chips falling in. This is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and get that heat deflector back in place, and I'm going to show you this beautiful Argentine picanha roast that I'm going to be cooking up. So as I mentioned, today I'm cooking a whole picanha sirloin cap collet. I mean, they're called different things in different areas. If you ask your butcher for a picanha, he may not know or she may not know what you're talking about, but if you ask for a sirloin cap, most butchers will know exactly what you're talking about. And one of the ways the Brazilians will eat it, and this is, it's such a delicious cut and it's very affordable, is they'll stake it out, actually cutting it with the grains. And then you'll see them, you know, kind of curl them onto a skewer and cook them on like a rotisserie. But anyway, I'm just going to treat this, actually, let me get this glove off since I've been touching raw meat. We're going to add salt and pepper, that's all we're going to do. And I'm going to do this whole and reverse sear. Leave that, this fat is just amazing on this cut. Fresh ground black pepper. And there we are. The smoker's still preheating, so once it's set up, we'll get it on the pit. So we're preheated now, 225 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going with the fat cap down for this cook. Just want it in the thickest part of the roast. Now I'm just monitoring the internal temperature of that roast. You saw me insert that probe. I'll be pulling it at 125 degrees Fahrenheit, allowing the roast to rest while I get this thing cranked up for the reverse sear portion of the cook. See you guys then. Just a quick update. We're about 35 minutes into this cook right now and no issues at all. We're running a very stable temperature, nice steady stream of beautiful transparent blue smoke, and it smells like a stick burner. So I'm excited about this. We've been cooking now for about 45 minutes or so, just at 80 degrees. And I like to flip when I'm doing a reverse sear between 80 and 90 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip. See you guys at 125 degrees. We were at 2 hours and we just hit 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, this is why I like to go really low when I'm doing a reverse sear. We're getting a lot of smoke on this meat. It's gorgeous. Look at that color. Going to wrap this meat loosely in foil, let the carryover kind of bring up the temperature a little bit more, and I'm going to set up the Lone Star for the searing. Pit's all heated up. It's nice seeing a bunch of the wood chips coming out of there right now. Nice little char on there. Just going to give this a little bit more rest, and then we're going to slice it up and see how we did. And here we are, seared, rested, ready to eat. Now, when I do the roast, the whole picanha, I still like to slice it with the grain. The reason is, then it's laying flat on your plate, you're slicing it, you're also getting a nice bit of this fat with every bite. So let's go with the first slice. Nice. Looks beautiful. It's very juicy. Smell the smoke. Sexy. Let's try this out. I want to get some of this fat. Truly a amazing cut. And before this became a very like a trendy, cut that a lot of butchers now are overcharging for. If you find a butcher shop that doesn't know what picanha is, if it's a butcher shop, they're going to have that whole sirloin. Just tell them to peel the cap off and give it to you. Again, it's a relatively inexpensive cut, and I love this. I'll take this as a holiday substitution for prime rib. I mean, it is that good. It's funny, you know, I've done a lot of the Argentine grill cooks, and I'll have some folks from Argentina chime in talking about how great their beef is, and it is unbelievable. Like I said, I'll have a link down below for the Gastro Market if you actually want to try Argentine beef, and it is amazing. So far I've had picanha. This is my second picanha of theirs I've had, and I've had a couple ribeyes as well. So good. I mean, it is just all naturally raised. I mean, you don't have to worry about any hormones or anything. It's just really good stuff. Now, getting back to this, the primary reason for this video, it fed with no issues at all as far as, you know, that blend. It was really cool looking at the where the auger spills out into the fire pot, watching little, you know, pieces of wood chips coming through. Temperature remained very stable, just like it has as if it was running just pellets. And the smoke, it actually smelled more like a stick burner than a pellet grill. So overall, very, very happy, and I cannot wait to do an actual like low and slow several hours cook using this technique now. So anyway, if you try it on your own pit, let me know how it works out. One of the things about, I think the LSG, which makes it really work, is, you know, the hopper is, you know, very narrow and very tall. So I think gravity is really helping prevent things from hanging up. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. If you're not subscribed, please do ring the bell, thumb it up, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.